I've talked a lot about Black Escapism here on the channel, and I've talked about some of the movies that are destroying Black Escapism, and I've talked about it from the perspective of creators and what they're doing. But one thing I haven't really talked about are character tropes or narrative tropes that happen that are also kind of damaging the whole Black Escapism vibe. So I'm going to talk more about that today, and I have 5 character/narrative tropes that need to end. What is up, YouTube? My name is Mario, aka the real Super Mario. Check out the main channel because the main channel is popping, aka the Loot Box Hero, aka YouTube's greatest fat man here, bringing you another video. Alright, so we have an interesting little video for you today. So I've been talking about Black Escapism for a while now, and one thing I haven't really talked about were character tropes or narrative tropes that are also a big part of the issues I have with Black Escapism. And if you don't know what a trope is, it's basically like a common element that keeps popping up in stories or narrative or writing and things like that. That's a trope. Something that pops up a lot. And it's usually used to, add something to a character, or it's the basis of a character or a story. Like something like the sassy black woman is kind of a trope, or like the hero's journey is like a type of, narrative trope. Tropes can be good or bad. These ones are particularly bad and they need to stop. Okay, first one.
Don't you people ever die?
The Electro Negro. Oh boy. So this one right here is a very weird narrative that has a very weird and long history. And it's basically like giving black characters electric powers. Alright. Now, I don't really hate this one per se, but it is a narrative that persists, that kind of stops. Because black people can have all kind of powers, ice powers, water powers, earth powers. Look at the chick from Castlevania. She had some kind of earth bender, metal bender, African god powers or whatever. Okay, that was interesting. All right, but no, man, just kind of stop giving them electric powers. And if you think I'm crazy, look at all the prominent black superheroes that have electric powers. You've got Static Shock. You've got Black Lightning. All right, you've got freaking Storm from the X-Men. I know Storm's powers are the weather, but guess what? What does she primarily use?
You know what happens to a toad when it's struck by lightning? The same thing that happens to everything else.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? You got Electro, who wasn't black at first, but he is now. And then here's the thing, the worst offender of the Electro Negro trope, Miles Morales.
I'm gonna do my own thing.
It's time to stop. It's time to stop, okay? No more.
Oh my God. Bro, Miles Morales is a Spider-Man. He has Spider-Man powers. Spider-Man, right? Why he shoot electricity? Why? Somebody tell me. What does electricity, lightning from the sky, have to do with spiders? Somebody tell me. Somebody make it make sense to your boy. Because it don't. And they call it Venom Surge. Oh, Venom Surge? That's what it feels like? Getting bit feels like getting struck by lightning. Okay. All right, yeah. Uh-huh. No, please stop this. Please stop this.
Tonight.
Oh my God, shut the fuck up, Alice.
Millennial black lady. All right, so there is a big millennial black lady trope that kind of goes on through black entertainment, mainly because when it comes to diversity, the black woman is like the peak diversity, all right? Because remember, when you're making diverse characters, you have to go against the status quo, and the status quo is, the conventionally attractive cis hetero normative patriarchal power structure. straight white Christian dude, all that kind of stuff. So a black woman, particularly a lesbian black woman, goes against that completely. All right, and now it's created a trope of the millennial black lady, like self-insert character. Sassy black woman, usually young, independent on her own. She usually has simps. You know what I'm saying? This is something that happens. All right, this is a trope that kind of needs to stop or at least slow down. You know what I'm saying? They have different types of them. Like one type is the one story trope for this character would be like a millennial black lady that gets teleported through time some kind of way, and she ends up in like the antebellum South. All right, there is a series on Hulu that was based off of a book that does this. I can't think of the name of it off the top of my head, but I remember the chick gets transported through time at different intervals to like a weird antebellum period, but she has all these modern day like thoughts and stuff. So she basically acts like a modern black person in the antebellum South, and it causes a whole bunch of problems because the slaves are trying to escape and all this other kind of stuff, and her modernisms keep screwing them over. It's an interesting show, but I kind of want this narrative to stop. Of course, it also is in Antebellum, the movie where this chick gets kidnapped by like white supremacists, and they recreate the antebellum South in like backwater Georgia somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Even though technically we live in the modern era where we have like helicopters and all kind of airplanes that fly over. You really think somebody's not gonna fly over a place and look down and see black people picking cotton like it was 1852? Like, yeah, this whole millennial black lady self-insert narrative needs to stop.
Like that past Oscar. But Caesar? What happened to him? Caesar's gotta be hitting the pipe, right? Right. Could be. That was totally out of character. What are you doing?
So the cocaine's happening. When does that crack come into play for you?
The awkward black guy. Okay, so not to be confused with another trope on this list, but the awkward black guy trope. Can we please put this one to bed? At least a moratorium or something on this. All right, and I know why they do this, because they don't want to make stereotypical black characters, or at least what they perceive as a stereotypical black character. So they make an awkward black character, because, you know, black people, all black people are just confident and outspoken and loud. So we need to make a different character. So, but they don't want to make him stereotypical in a bad way. So they make him awkward. Like, oh, well, you know, I mean, I've never seen an awkward black person before, so let's make him awkward. And then you just end up with this black dude character who's usually the sidekick of, guess what, millennial female character, you know what I'm saying, or a female character in general. All right, and he's usually her sidekick or her friend, and he's just weird.
Are you kidding me?
This is a sick Negro.
And I'm like, why? You could make just regular black people. You don't have to have black dude with an asterisk. You know what I'm saying? You know, and this kind of also goes with the black gay guy friend, but I mean, that really goes into the whole the whole gay friend narrative in general, which, I mean, that's a whole different video, I guess you could say. But yeah, awkward black dude. Can we have a moratorium on this? All right, just make a normal black dude.
The Kremlin has suspended all deconfliction channels. The Sixth Fleet is pushing into the Black Sea, and chemical weapons are now in the wild. Your fingerprints are all over this, Laswell. Fix it.
General, right now intelligence is our best weapon.
We've tried intelligence. Get me a better weapon.
Commander Black Lady. Okay, so Commander Black Lady is kind of interesting, all right? AKA the Deborah Wilson character category. And I like Deborah Wilson. She's an excellent actress. But for some reason, she gets typecast as Commander Black Lady.
Don't make this more difficult than it needs to be, Captain. I rather like you, and I'd hate to have you shot for disobeying a direct order. I'm disappointed. I was so sure you had potential.
And basically what they're doing is, again, this is another one of those diversity things, right? Where, you know, the black woman is like the peak of diversity, and it's against the status quo, quote unquote, of entertainment. So they make these characters. All right. And they have the middle-aged black lady, and she's like the commander, the general, the queen, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, can we stop with that a little bit? You know what I'm saying? Like, because it doesn't really work. You know what I'm saying? Like, we know why you're doing it, and we know that black women can achieve these heights. But can we pause, though? Can we just, like, pause, like a moratorium on this type of character? Can we write a different type of black character than Black Commander Lady?
What is your job again? You plug in cords, right?
It's actually more important than it sounds.
Nervous flyer?
Would you ride a 1,000-pound horse that's been abused all its life?
I rode my motorcycle through the jungle with a pack of raptors.
We're not compatible.
Oh, God! It's hot!
Here's some bug spray. Bug spray. So she'd be dead by now, right?
The biggest black character trope that needs to stop: the non-threatening, intelligent black man trope, aka the black nerd. Oh boy, I know people are gonna be like, well, Mario, wait a minute, you can't sit here with your anime shirt and say you don't like black nerd characters. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the non-threatening, intelligent black man character. All right, you've seen him before. All right, if you've seen, like, you know, anything with Justice Smith in it, you know what I'm saying? Or if you've seen, like, Luke Fox from Batwoman.
Hey, how did you even get in? I know you know where Bruce is. Call him and tell him that I'm looking for someone.
I have no idea where he is.
That was me asking nicely.
Okay, if Bruce wanted to come home...
He would. He would for me.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. Who is this nigga, man? Who is this nigga, man?
You know what I'm saying? Basically, an intelligent character. He's intelligent, you know what I'm saying? But he's completely, like, non-threatening, right? So he's not, like, masculine. You know what I'm saying? He's like Steve Urkel nerd level character. And you don't have to do that, all right? And the main reason they do that is because the writers are trying not to write a stereotypical character. Kind of similar to the awkward black dude, but different. Because the awkward black dude is never really played off as a nerd. He's just played off as weird. You know what I'm saying? This dude is specifically played off as, like, intelligent but ineffectual. You know what I'm saying? Can we stop doing that type of character? All right, because you can have an intelligent black person that is also just a regular black person. All right, look at Angston Levy from Invincible. Angston Levy is one of the most intelligent characters in Invincible. This man, like, can go between, like, different universes and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? But he's also kind of a threat. Not maybe physically, but because of his brain power. He's not, like, ineffectual, all right? You know what I'm saying? He's a threat. And he's just a regular black dude. You can do that. You can make just regular black man character without having to be like, oh, well, we need to be so far from the quote-unquote status quo of what a black character is that we need to make him like this, all right? And that's why I see with a lot of these characters. It's like, they have, like, this status quo, this central character of what they think a black person is, and they try to get as far away from that as possible because they don't want to offend people. That's really what it is. All right, they feel like, oh, well, we make like a masculine macho black man that is gonna offend some people. Either it'll offend black people, which it probably won't, or it'll offend the other people in the whole intersectional circle jerk that is, you know, Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to make something too masculine because masculinity is bad. You know, this is why you have to do this. This is why you have to do these nerd characters. That's why you have to do these, like, awkward black dude characters. That's why you have to do, you know, all black women need to be commanders and leaders of armies and freer of slaves. That's why you have to do it. And I think we need a moratorium on this way of writing black characters. We need to write different types of black characters. So, tell me what you think in the comments down below. This was just a quick video in between some of the other bigger videos I want to do, because I think I want to do some more video game videos. I want to talk about Marathon. I want to talk about some other stuff. So, tell me what you think in the comments down below. Like, comment, subscribe, and as always, people, have yourself a good one.